this is the Bible I was given when I was a young child by my godparents, and I scribbled in it with my multicoloured pen. And there's a nice picture there of the shepherds with Jesus and Mary and Joseph. It's a nice little book. I believe it's a King James Bible. Anyway, I'm going to read from the book of John, the first part, and I'm going to explain it. So here we go. Okay. In the beginning was the Word, that's Jesus, and the Word, Jesus, was with God, and the Word was God. So Jesus is and was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehend it not. And the darkness was the world. So when Jesus was here on the earth, he was here, shining the light of truth, and they didn't recognise who he was, that he was God. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. The same came for a witness, to bear witness to the light, that all men through him might believe. He was not light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. That was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh unto the world. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. So Jesus was here. He created everything, but yet the world didn't recognise who he was. He came unto his own, that's the Jewish people, and his own received him not. So they didn't accept him, they didn't receive him, they didn't know who he was, and in fact they rejected him, most of them. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name. So he gave them the right to become children of God as well there, that's what it's saying, that they'd be born again and believe on him. They give them a place in heaven, basically. Which were born not of blood, nor of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. The Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, this is Jesus, and we beheld his glory, and the glory as of the begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bare witness of him, and cried, saying, This was he of whom I spoke. He that cometh after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. And of his fullness have we all received the grace for grace. For law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by Jesus Christ. And no man hath seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he hath declared him. So basically, no one has seen God at any time. This means that we haven't actually seen God in his, where he is in heaven, in his place, where he is there, in his dwelling. But we've seen the Son of God, who is the invisible image of the visible, is the visible image of the invisible God, which also says in the Bible, meaning that if you see Jesus, you've seen God, because God is Jesus, but he was in a human form, so we could look upon him. So he was God in flesh. So if you believe that God was Jesus in flesh, then you'll be saved. And that he believed that he died on the cross for your sins, then you'll be saved. And that's how you get salvation. So many other religions tell you a different Jesus, but this is the true Jesus that is written in the beginning of John. Explains who the real Jesus is. He is the Word. He is the one who was at the beginning with God, who is God. So he's not created by God. He's not a brother of Satan. He's not an angel, Michael. He is God. So for anyone who's wondering who Jesus is, this explains it perfectly.